What's up, fellas? Coming to you from sunny and lovely Playa del Carmen. Hope you guys doing well. Hope this video finds you and your family safe and doing well. I want to encourage you fellas to go to Inside China Business on YouTube, here on YouTube. This guy's name is Kevin Walmsley, W-A-L-S-M-E-Y. He's an American businessman that does business in China. He gives very detailed and thorough reports about what's going on in the business world in terms of manufacturing, all the different sectors of clean energy, transportation, and all that, right? So when I look at he comes on almost daily, and when I look at his stuff, you know, I'm amazed at how the US media and how the narrative has been so controlled for US citizens when it comes to what China's doing. Guys, the race is over. China is so far ahead of the United States and everybody else in the world, it's not even funny. Why do you think all these countries are wanting to join BRICS? Because they see the handwriting on the wall. And you won't know it as an American citizen unless you get information from various places. You can't just get your information from the US because they're not telling you everything. And so it gives me an idea of why Trump and them are acting this way. They're never going to admit that they're not the top dog. And guys, the race was over years ago. I'm telling you, go watch this guy, Kevin Walmsley, Inside China Business. I'm telling you, the first couple videos, I didn't think the dude was telling the truth because the information is so glaring. And the last video that I saw, guys, I was already sold, but the one that took me over the top was this last one. And he's talking about the dominance that China has in all the clean energy sectors, all the raw material sectors, all the supply chain, transportation. Their train system in their country is so far advanced. And the fact that China will let businesses fail, they don't prop up a bunch of businesses. They let them fail. So they have extreme competition over there, right? And right now, if you guys hadn't been paying attention, the US now is buying stocks. The US government is buying stocks in companies. It's the same playbook that China did years ago that, quote unquote, the democratic folk were saying, oh, this is not good, this is not right. Well, now you see the United States government doing the exact same thing, right? So I want you guys to pay attention to what's going on in the geopolitical sense because you're not being told the truth, okay? So guys, it's, 8:15, 8:30 in the morning here, finishing up my workout. And guys, I needed this. I needed to come here. I've been here almost going on 7 months now. I didn't realize how jacked up my central nervous system was. I didn't realize how much on edge I was, right? Because I love information. You know, I want to be informed. I don't want to be in a place where I'm not informed. That's why I'm taking Spanish lessons 2 hours a day, 5 days a week for a month to jumpstart the learning process. I want to know. So I've been able to come over here, slow down and relax. That allows me to get this type of information to make these decisions and to bring this information to you. Hola. Woo-hoo. She was fine. So yeah, man, I've had a chance to relax. I'm getting different information now, and the information informs me as to why the Orange Goblin and his administration are acting the way that they are. Guys, the U.S. lost its title as biggest economy and all that, I think, a couple years ago, because it's not close. Just Trust me, if you go check out Inside China Business with Kevin Walmsley, you'll see what I'm talking about. I don't make stuff up. I don't have to. I can do my own research, right? And so with me being over here, being able to slow down, being able to take time, being able to look at different things, look at different sources of information from different places, from a more worldly view than just a U.S. perspective, because they've really screwed us in terms of information and being truthful about what's really going on. So I would encourage you guys to get, in this time of upheaval and turmoil back home in the United States, I want to encourage you brothers to do some outside research. Find some sources on YouTube, find some sources on some different avenues and channels to where that you can get a more holistic view of what's going on with world business and the world in general. Because if you don't, you're only getting part of the story, and you're not going to really understand why this administration is acting the way they are, right? This administration is so arrogant and so pompous that they can't even view the United States not being the top dog, right? They can't fathom it. And so to me, they're going out like Custards Last Stand. This is a last hurrah. And this is like, F the world. We're the U.S. We're going to get a chance to do what we want to do. Well, okay, for a little while. But that door is closing quickly, guys. And all that to say, in my opinion, this administration and their cronies, the oligarchs, they are stripping the United States of its remaining equity. That's why you see them trying to extract all this money. These 3 or 4 tech companies, Oracle, Intel, there's another one that the government just bought 10% interest in. All they're doing is swapping money. These like 5 to 10 tech companies are keeping the U.S. economy afloat. That's it. That's it. And that's not going to last forever, because what we're seeing is that venture capital firms are going over to China, and these venture capital firms have billions of dollars to invest. And once they've made a trip over to China, they pull all their funds out of U.S. projects because they know they can't catch up. They can't do it, right? So these people who were hired to manage all this money forever, for the last couple decades, let's just say, right? They never took a trip to China. This is like the first time they've been over to China. And when they go over to China and they look at their supply chains and their factories, they stand in there for 15 minutes and make a decision that the U.S. can't compete. And so these VC firms have pulled out billions of dollars from American AI and American businesses, because they see China's got us whipped. China's the big dog, guys. Don't let anybody fool you. Don't listen to that nonsense that's coming from Washington, D.C., because that's all it is nonsense. So from a geopolitical standpoint, guys, that's why the United States is going through this turmoil, in my opinion. And so I would advise you guys, you brothers especially, that start looking for another place, because it's going to be very uncomfortable in the United States for the next 5 to 10 years, in my opinion. It's not going to be the place you want to be. All right. Black men, if you're interested in relocating, like I have, this beautiful sun on my skin and smiling, consider joining Next Chapter Forward. It's a group of black men who are supporting one another in their relocation outside the United States. Go to my link. Go to my bio. The link is in the bio. All right, guys. You have a great rest of your week. I hope you guys doing well. Stay positive. Hit me up with any questions that you have. I'd love to help you find your next chapter. Okay. Till next time, guys. Holla, y'all.